excited. We're finally gonna be ditching the coilovers on the car, and I'm so hyped to say we're finally gonna start bagging the STI. All right guys, last look at the car with the FactionFab coilovers. Guys, it's time for bags. So excited. You guys know me, bags is just like my style. I did bags on the red WRX that I had before, the Mustang I've had, my FRS, and also my 2022 Subaru BRZ. So yeah, today I want to try and show you guys kind of like my tips and tricks with installing air suspension. Air suspension is kind of like one of those installs where people look at it and it's just like kind of a turn off, and it kind of seems like really hard. Guys, honestly, it's not that bad. So yeah guys, we're gonna start the teardown of the STI, start the bags and everything. I'm so freaking hyped. If you guys are excited as well, drop a like on the video. And I seriously cannot wait to see this thing aired out on the floor. I guess like rough draft of how the wiring is going to be going throughout the car. This part seems to be, you know, the part that scares off most people and just kind of gives off, you know, the whole hard install part of like bags. It's kind of laying everything out. It's not as bad as most people think. Once you kind of see how everything works, it's honestly pretty simple. So real quickly how all this goes. Ideally, this right here is going to be our trunk. We got the air tank right here, which obviously holds the air. We got the manifold, which is pretty much like the center and like the brains of the whole system. We got the two compressors, one on each side. Those things pretty much fill up that thing with air. Since we have two compressors, we have two wiring harnesses. The two harnesses pretty much join together, and we'll be routing that all the way to the front of the car to the battery. We got this plug right here, which will plug into the manifold. So with the main harnesses runs this wire right here, which plugs into the Airlift controller. That obviously controls, you know, everything, you know, airing out, lifting the car, etc. And the last wire with the whole bunch is this fuse tab right here. So this plugs into one of the fuses in the car. Pretty much tells the system, you know, when to turn the bags on and off. Alright, and just like that guys, our trunk setup is, I guess you can say, complete. As you guys saw, we mounted the two compressors and the air tank nice and secure with the nuts and bolts. And all the fittings pretty much squared away. We've got our two compressors hooked up to the tank. As you guys can tell, we lost daylight already, so I'm probably gonna pick this video back up tomorrow. First thing tomorrow, we'll probably work on the wiring, get this all tucked in the interior. But yeah, so far so good. Trunk setup is looking very clean. Alright guys, day 2, we got the trunk set up. It's time to tear out the interior and start the wiring process. Dangerous. Check this out. Alright guys, the interior is pretty much stripped for what we need to do. Opening all doors. As you can see, we took the back seats out, the side little plastic pieces, and I actually popped these ones out just a little bit, just to give me some room to like kind of fit the wires through there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in the trunk. We're gonna feed it under the seat, under here, through there, coming to the front, under here as well, and then we're gonna go through the firewall, through a rubber grommet over there, and it's gonna go to the battery. WRX and STI owners out there, found a pretty cool spot for the manifold. This is where all the air lines go through, and I pretty much just drilled a few holes. As you can see, we have a bolt that goes through each end. And yeah, it's like out of the way. You're not gonna be able to see it since all the interior is gonna be right here. And it's nice and secure. Things not going anywhere. So this is the end that goes to the battery. I like to bunch it all together. This is like a piece of like wire, like clothes hanger. I just like cut it up in a little piece. Pretty much put this all together. It makes things much easier. Grab some electrical tape. I'm using so much, but I don't want it to come off. And we got something like this. Alright, so we pulled back the front fender liner. This right here is where we're going to be feeding the wires and the air lines. So I actually got a blade. I pretty much stabbed that right there. So there's a hole in it. Put a screwdriver temporarily right here so we can see from the inside. And now we'll make our way through that rubber grommet, which is somewhere up here. Alright, you guys are going to be my set of eyes. Let me know when you see it come through. Yes, dude, I got it. First try. Let's go. Dude, heck yeah. As you can see, we tucked all that wiring nicely with the OEM wires and these little clips, whatever you want to call it. Same thing we did with that wiring harness, we're gonna do for the front air line that goes to the front strut. Alright guys, the cool trick I like to do with feeding airline, using the same little coat hanger wire thing. I love this trick, it's so cool. We'll poke a little hole. Should not be doing it like this because I probably will poke myself. We are going to be cutting this end off anyway, so it doesn't matter that we're doing a little hole. Here we got a little hole. And then, and just like that, we got a little hook so you can pull it with ease. These are nice, guys. So these ones right here is for the front of the car. These are actually the back struts from the FRS. Both of the cars literally share the exact same rear suspension components. So it's pretty cool. You can swap over from the FRS or like a WRX or STI. Now you guys are probably wondering, you know, why did I do super lows in the front and regular airlift in the rear? I kind of assumed these would be more narrow than the airlift ones, but kind of seeing them side by side, they almost look the same. These are maybe a little bit more narrow. These are actually the struts from the FRS. Not sure if the WRX and STI ones are bigger and wider. But yeah, for the fronts, I kind of want some camber adjustment and some clearance. So that's why I kind of wanted to go with these, because I felt like these would be much narrower. But now looking at it, I guess it's like a little narrow. Also a cool thing is the Airlift versus the Bag Rider Super Low camber plates. These ones, as you can see, have way more camber adjustment. The Airlift ones are pretty small. And then going to these, there's a ton of adjustment for camber. That's pretty sick. Less tilt, more tilt. I felt like it'd be something different. You know, I'm always running the Airlift stuff, so I figured I might as well try the super lows. I heard these are much more stiffer as well. So the increased dampening, I feel like would help out big time, especially with this super low front lip. This thing hits the ground everywhere I go. With it being more stiff, it should work out much better. So yeah, that's pretty much why we are running two different struts. But yeah, let's get these struts onto the STI. Alright guys, day 3 of the install. Wiring is pretty much done and I just got the front struts in. Let's see the setup. So you got the super lows on the front. So as you guys saw, this is what we did with the leader line. So you don't want it to like be in the way of the wheel or just kind of like dangling, potentially, you know, like rubbing against the wheel. So I actually went ahead and secured it to the strut tower. Went to Home Depot, got a little cable clamp, and then self-tapped it to the strut tower. So this thing won't be dangling anywhere. Got the airline hooked up, and that goes to the firewall as you guys saw earlier. So yeah, fronts are done. All right, rear Airlift struts are in, as you can see, zip tied to the sway bar. We got the leader line right here, and there's actually a hole right here in this corner. It routes up into the trunk. As you can see, it comes out through this little vent thing. You go straight up into the manifold. Cut a little hole in the styrofoam so I can feed the wires through to connect to the 2 compressors. Went ahead and pulled the trunk setup into place, spliced the red and the black wires to the 2 compressors, spliced them together with these little quick disconnect things so I can take the trunk setup out if I have to. Finished up the wiring, connected the red to the positive, black to the ground, connected the fuse tap inside the car, and we're pretty much good to go. Oh my gosh, guys. Guys, the STI is officially bagged. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Dude, this is so unreal. This looks so freaking good. And this is still on stock wheels. Bro, I am in freaking love. The STI looks so good aired out. It's been, I think, like a 3-day install, and we finally got it installed. And I'm so happy with how the car sits. Dude, the 19s look so big on the car aired out. This thing looks crazy. So this is how the front looks. Pretty much like fender to lip if I was running spacers. And then moving to the rear. Ew, the rear is so sick. We're pretty much tucking rim in the rear. Dang, dude. Guys, I've been getting so many messages on Instagram as well as the YouTube comments asking when am I putting on the new Workmeisters on the STI. If you guys didn't know, we actually got some Workmeisters for this car, and they've literally just been sitting in the garage, and the reason is because I've been waiting to throw on the bags. Now that we have the bags installed, we can officially throw on the work wheels, and that right there, that's just gonna set it off. So freaking excited, but dude, great progress so far with the bags. I didn't even think I showed you guys the trunk setup yet. Go to the trunk. So right here, it's pretty simple, nothing too crazy. We have the 2 compressors hooked up on each side. We have the water trap. I got this thing off of Amazon. That's a little drain port at the bottom. All that condensation. Yeah, as you guys saw in the install. Oh yeah, STIs come with a little oil port. Fits perfect for all the oil that we burn. Anyways, yeah, we go under. All the wires are kind of just tucked where the spare. And also when you guys were watching the install, all the air lines pretty much go right there. So everything is pretty much nicely tucked. As you can see, the only thing you can really see is the air tank, but we still have majority of the trunk left. And yeah, super clean, nice and simple. I'm a broken record right now, but this is a vibe. We have so much parts for this car we have to install. We have, I think it's called like a front brace that goes behind the grille. We have some interior modifications that are coming very soon. Like I said, we have the wheels, the Workmeisters. I feel like that's like the biggest one, but I'm just appreciating it right now with the stock wheels. And the stocks are a vibe. I'm gonna take advantage of the scenery, and we'll get a little bit of cinematics. So yeah, enjoy the cinematics. Probably gonna get some questions. I actually do get this question a lot, like the phone mounts and stuff that I have in my cars. So this right here is where we put the Airlift controller, and this mount I got it kind of just sticking at the bottom, kind of at an angle under the head unit. And yeah, got a magnet behind the controller. Boom, just like that. I could put like the controller there, or I got a magnet behind my phone. Sticks right there, easy. But yeah, I'll go and show you guys the ride height. Something like this. Pretty clean. Honestly, any lower, I'm gonna be destroying the fender liner. The 19s are freaking massive. You literally cannot go wrong with bags, dude. Like a touch of a button, lift it up. So convenient. You don't have to worry about adjusting coilovers or anything. Touch of another button. If you guys are enjoying the STI content, smash the like button. It's been fun, guys. It's kind of been like a revamped kind of like version 2 of like the WRX. You know, we did a lot of stuff with the red WRX I had. Hopping back into this chassis with the STI this time, it's a nice upgrade. I don't know, it's just fun being able to kind of like relive the WRX, but more so like an upgrade. It's fun. I'm loving it so far. The STI is such a fun daily. If you guys are ever contemplating on getting either a WRX or an STI for a daily, dude, it's like 10 out of 10, like such a good daily. The space, the looks, the modifications, you know, the market's crazy. They're not the fastest thing in the world, but they'll surprise you. So this is a fun video to make. I'm just hyped because the freaking STI is back now. But yeah, I feel like it's only right to have the emoji for today's video be like the little air emoji. If you guys are still watching and have reached this point in the video, put that little air emoji in your comment. I love seeing your guys' comments, you know, all the people who watch through the videos. You guys are real ones. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you all have a good one today. Make it a good one. And the sun is in my face. Make it a good one. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Got pulled over again. I literally just made a video about getting pulled over. This is the same cop that pulled me over in the BRZ, like when they searched my car. Oh god.